Hello, I'm Sacha with I Do Yoga, and welcome to Yin Yoga Recharge. This practice is going to gear you up for the rest of your day, so anytime you're feeling like you need a cup of coffee, do this instead, because this will give you that extra boost that you need to recharge those batteries to keep on going for the rest of your day. So let's just begin with a nice seated pose. You can be sitting on the tops of your feet that are flat. And we're just gonna start with a quick breathing exercise called Bastrika. And it's a great thing to do to revitalize you right away. It gives you an instant boost of energy. So the way we do this is make sure those shoulders are nice and relaxed, maybe wiggle it on out, just get nice and comfortable. And then we're going to inhale, and then the exhales are gonna be forceful and sharp. So the inhales will come naturally, and the exhale will be a sharp exhale through the nose. And your stomach will be pumping out, out, out. Of course, the inhales come naturally. The stomach will sharply come in on that exhale as you forcefully exhale out. So we'll take one cleansing breath, inhale through your nose, and exhale through your mouth to let it go. One more just like that. Inhale through the nose, and then exhale through the mouth, letting it go. So we'll begin inhaling and then exhale. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through your nose, exhale, let it go, and then pause here for a moment. Feel free to close those eyes. And if at any time you become dizzy when you're doing this, just take a break and come back to that nice natural breath. And then when you're ready to pick it back up again, go ahead and do that. So let's start with round 2. As you're ready, inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Remember, you can take it at your own pace. You can go as fast or as slow as you need to. Just exhale, and that's your emphasis, is that exhale out, out, and out. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. And then let's pause here. Maybe close your eyes. And then we're going to go into one more round, round 3. For this one, we can inhale our hands up to the sky, interlace those fingers, and push up, palms facing the sky, leaving the hands here. We'll go through into our 3rd round, so take an inhale here, and then start to pump that breath. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Release those hands down onto your lap. Pausing here. Regulating that breath to that nice, even flow. And then from there, open those eyes if they're closed, and then come to a seated position on your bottom. Bring those soles together. So feet will be together. Bring the heels in toward the midline. And then we'll begin our yin poses where we take a nice inhale here for a nice tall spine. And then exhale to fold over those legs. The hands are around the heels. And we're going to hold here for 3 minutes. So if you have a block and you want to utilize that, you can always place a block here at its tallest height and you can place the head on there, but it's totally optional. Otherwise, just stay with me here, allowing the inhales to happen naturally and allowing those exhales to bring you further into the pose. If you're new to Yin, we're going to be holding our poses today anywhere from 3 minutes and under. So nothing too long. But the 3 rules of yoga are, first we find our edge. So that is where you get into the pose and you find where you're feeling tension but not too much. So you want to go at about 1/3 of the way that you could go. But you find that edge, and then number 2, once you find your edge, you're going to hold and become as peaceful as you can in that pose. And that's not to say you're not going to have any movements during the pose or any adjustments to make, but you're going to try to find stillness in both your physical body and your mental body. And then the third thing we do is just to let time pass. And the beauty of Yin is that the longer we hold, the deeper we can go, because our breath takes us there if we allow it to. It just is able to allow us to release that tension, to get deeper into the fascia of the body so that we can really get deep into the tissues and start to heal different parts of our body. So allow that head to be heavy so that it stretches the muscles of your neck. It's okay to curve the spine when we're doing long holds. Probably one of the most challenging parts of Yin Yoga is the part of becoming still, because while your mind will always be thinking, we want to try to control it to some degree so that we master our mind and don't let it take over. So we know how to come back to moments of calm and moments of presence. So naturally our mind will wander, but then the practice part comes in, and that's when we acknowledge our mind is wandering from the moment that we're in, and then we can bring our mind back to our breath or whatever anchor you want to. The breath is always there, so I always recommend the breath being your anchor that you come back to, just to bring your mind back into the present moment and say, no, we're not going to think about the future right now, and we're not going to ruminate about the past, but we're just going to sit here with the right now. And that is the hardest part of Yin, I believe, is just to sit with yourself, to sit with the stillness and the quiet, and to sit with how you feel. There's no running away. We're here. We're committed for the next moments of this class. So take one more deep inhale, and as you exhale, come back up to that nice tall spine. And then maybe give that head a little rock side to side, like we're saying no, but we're thinking positive thoughts. We're just saying no to all the things that we don't need. And then from here, extend. Well, actually, let's bend those knees and come to hands and knees. So coming to tabletop. And then take those legs long, and then just come to rest on your belly. And then once you get here, bring the forearms to the ground, fingertips spread wide. Excuse me, buddy. And then the forearms will be on the ground. Your shoulders will have the elbows directly under them. And we're just going to find a nice Sphinx pose. And we're going to hold here for 3 minutes as well. So in this pose, before we find the stillness, make sure that you have that nice alignment in the body. And the magic here happens when you kind of like you're pulling yourself up off the mat and letting that chest open out. And then keeping your chin tilted down toward the ground so we're not craning our neck. And again, if you're using a block or you have one handy, you can always place one right in front of you and you can set your head down on the block just to release the tension that might be in that neck. And before we get very quiet, I will show you another variation. If you'd want to rest your head down, you can bring your elbows in a little bit more, place those hands together, and then gently set the head on those prayer hands. So just pick which one feels good for you. And allow the breath to take you on this journey. The nice thing about Yin Yoga is that you can always close your eyes. If that feels good, you can close those eyes and just get very aware and very present. You can just tune out any outside distractions. And then take an inhale here, nice and deep. And on the exhale, let's bring those hands to the ground and then slowly push yourself up to a tabletop position. And then from here, we're going to take our left foot to the front of the yoga mat. So we're in a low lunge. So your right knee is going to be on the ground. You're going to scooch it back about an inch or so, and then take the left foot over to the outer edge of your yoga mat. So the left foot's on the left side of your yoga mat. And then we're going to take our hands in between your left. So your left hand's going to be on the inside of your left leg. So both hands will be on the ground. And then make sure that that right leg is pulled back enough so that you're feeling that tension in the right hip flexor, coming into dragon. And then you're going to have an option to either stay here, because we'll be here for 2 minutes. So you have the option to stay here with your hands up, or you can start to lower yourself down to the mat. And then if you have a block, you always can set the block here and use it to kind of bring you up off the ground a little bit if needed. But if you're okay with coming down, then do so. And again, we'll be here for 2 minutes, and this can be rather an intense stretch. So just find which position works for you, and then try to find that stillness and let the time pass. Sometimes 2 minutes can seem like 20 in this pose. And know if you need to, you can always lift the left leg up a little bit and come onto the blade of the left leg if that feels good in the left part of your hip. Just kind of play around with it and see what feels good. I will say that sometimes the poses we dislike the most are the ones we need the most. So if you're feeling like you don't like this very much, just know that it's serving its purpose. And then from here, take one more deep inhale here. And then let's come up if you're on a block or the ground. And if you're on your hands already, then we're going to take our right hand onto the ground, keeping it there. And then your left hand is going to come up to your left knee. And then you're going to open that chest and that left shoulder open to the side. And we're going to hold here in Twisting Dragon for 2 minutes. Just remember, since this is a twisting pose, to keep that breath flowing and keep it open. Sometimes we hold our breath, and we certainly don't want to do that in our twisting poses. And take one more deep inhale, maybe open a little bit more. And then exhale, return back with those hands down in front of you. And then let's just lean it on back and straighten that left leg so it's nice and long. Bend that right knee. Just feel a nice stretch in the left leg. Just for a quick moment here. And then let's return back to tabletop. So take those knees down to the ground. And then this time we'll take our right leg up to the front of the mat. And then take that left knee behind you. Not behind you, but just scooch it back a little bit more than it would be normally. And then take the right foot to the outer edge of your right yoga mat, of the right side of your yoga mat. Hands in between. And then again, you're gonna pick if you wanna stay up or come down onto a block or come all the way down. And then once you're ready, we'll holding this for 2 minutes. then take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, slowly make your way back up. And then we're going to take it twisting to the right. So our right hand will come on the right knee, left fingertips or left hand down to the ground. And then we're going to open that shoulder up to the right side of the space. Twisting dragon on the other side. Again, we'll be here for 2 minutes. Just working on opening up those hips. And it's always good to know too that with Yin Yoga, sometimes emotions come up because they're being released from the stagnation that we hold in our body. And we hold these emotions in different parts of our body. For instance, the lungs tend to hold grief. The hips tend to hold anger. So it's totally normal if when we're doing a Yin Yoga class you feel a little angry. It's because we're stirring up those emotions, we're releasing that stagnation, and it will pass. So sit with it and learn to deal with the emotions that you feel instead of covering them up. So if you feel like crying, go ahead and cry during yoga. That's okay. My yoga mat has seen tears over the years. And it's just part of the healing journey. Because ultimately, Yin Yoga is a healing yoga. And it not only heals you mentally by offering peace and clarity, but it also physically heals you. I've had many injuries that I've seen healed over the years with continued practice, and hopefully you will too. So take one more inhale here as time for this pose has passed, and then we'll come back to center, and then slowly extend that right leg so it's nice and long. Bend that left knee and just find a nice stretch in the right leg. And then release the right foot and then bring it back to tabletop. And then from here, we're going to come to lie on our belly. So little buddy, you gotta go over here. Thank you. So coming on the belly, we're going to take the right hand over to the right side of the space. We're going to release that right shoulder down to the ground. And then you're going to bend the left knee so that it comes behind your right leg. So like you're making a triangle here. And then if this is good enough for you, you can just hold here with your right leg extended. And we're feeling a stretch in the right shoulder. So your forehead is just gently placed on the ground. And then if you want to, you can take that right knee and bend it so that it comes in to meet the left foot. We call this open wing pose. And so you'll feel a nice stretch in the right shoulder. But if when you bend that right knee in, it becomes too much pressure on that right shoulder, go ahead and extend it back out. So pick the right amount of pressure for you for this one. Find that edge. And then we'll be here for 2 minutes. And then take one more inhale here before we exhale. And then slowly bring that chest back down to the ground and release those legs nice and long. And then come back onto the belly. And then we're going to go on to the other side. So this time, you'll take your left arm out to the left side of your yoga mat. And then we're going to start to rotate that right knee so that it's bent and behind you. And then if you want to come into that left knee bent as well, you can go ahead and meet those feet in the middle with both knees bent. The right fingertips can just be on the floor in front of you. And then we'll be holding here also for 2 minutes. Giving the left side of our body the same as we give our right. And then take one last inhale here before you release those legs back down and then come back onto your belly. Bring those hands in. And then we're going to come up onto your knees and then have a seat on your bottom. And then extend those legs out in front of you so that they're nice and long. And then from here, let's inhale those hands up over the head. And then exhale to fall over the front and then right over those legs. And so if you need to, I understand that some people can't just come on down and put their head on those legs, and that's okay. Sometimes coming just slightly forward is enough for you. And then again, if you need some more help because your hamstrings are really tight, you can always bend those knees and then fall over. It's a lot better option than really straining those legs. So find whichever feels, find that spot that feels perfect for you and just get comfortable as we hold here in caterpillar for 3 minutes. This is one of the quintessential Yin Yoga poses that is so good for healing the back. So especially if you have lower back problems, this can be very healing if you do this every day or every other day for 3 minutes or longer, as long as you can stand to hold it. It's a really great pose to have in your little yoga toolbox. So just allow that breath to take you deeper and deeper, just like you're walking down a flight of steps. You inhale and then you exhale.
And then every time you do that, you might feel that you fall deeper and deeper, even if it's just a micro movement and it's just a tiny bit more. On your next inhale, deepen that breath. And then on the exhale, slowly make your way back up to a nice, tall spine. Remembering to move very gently and slowly in Yin Yoga as we go to the next pose. From here, let's come to lie down onto your back. And then we're going to bend those knees in. And then take the left leg up and then wrap it around the right. And then you can cactus those arms, or you can take them out into a long line, whatever feels good for you. And then scooch those hips over to the left and then drop the knees over to the right. Twisted root pose. You can also take your right hand onto the left knee if you want, keeping that left hand extended. But I rather just prefer to keep my arms out to the side and kind of let my back melt into the ground. I'm looking over to the left. But know that you can always just take more of a yin approach and tilt that head over to the right as well. As we hold here for a few moments. on the next inhale, make it a little bit deeper, just signaling to our body we're getting ready to change. And on the exhale, bring those knees back in towards center. And this time, let's scoot your hips over to the right, uncross the left leg, take the right leg up, wrap it around the left. You can keep those arms as they are as we tilt the legs over to the left. And we just get nice and comfortable. One of the final poses of this class today. Recharging ourselves. Getting ready for the rest of what's to come. And then exhale to bring those feet back in towards center, realigning that spine, so bringing your torso back into the middle of your mat. Uncross your right leg and extend those legs nice and long, opening them to the outer corners of your yoga mat. And then instead of doing traditional Shavasana with our hands down by our sides, let's give pentacle pose a try, where we take our arms up over our head. So we're making a big X with our body. Just get nice and comfortable and allow the back side of your body to melt into the ground as we allow all of the poses that we've just done to soak in. And we feel calm and centered, but revitalized at the same time. Just come back to that breath, that nice and steady flow, and see how deep you can drop for the last few minutes in pentacle pose here. And And then slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and extend those arms long over your head. Stretch those legs nice and long. Just one big stretch here. And then release those hands down. Bend the knees in. And then rock yourself up to a seated position. Coming into easy pose. And then take one more deep inhale, hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today for Yin Yoga Recharge. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day.